What is going on, guys? It is your boy Dylan the Villain, and we're coming back at you once again with some Home Extreme Wrestling 2020. It is Sunday, week 4 of July. It is time. We have finally made it to Fully Loaded. We are here in the Pontiac Silverdome in front of 84,974 fans for this big pay-per-view. This build-up to this pay-per-view has been some of the best storytelling, in my opinion. I cannot wait to get to these matches. But before we get to the main card, you know how we do it. We always have the pre-show. In an extremely short pre-show match, Mike Awesome defeats Dwayne Gill in 306 by pinfall with an awesome bomb. The match got a 67. Mike Awesome picks up a big win over former World Wrestling Federation champion and former Hardcore champion Dwayne Gill. Mike Awesome with a 52. He's slowly gaining some pop, and Dwayne Gill with an 84. Now some color and commentary gave the match a boost, and Mike Awesome benefited from having a move. We go on to the other pre-show matchup, which it is an abysmal pre-show match. The Dudleys pick up a win against the Rock and Roll Express in 13-21 when Bubba Ray Dudley submitted Robert Gibson by the match got a 51. Robert Gibson with a 48. Ricky Martin with a 44. Devon with a 49, and Bubba with a 52. Both teams have excellent tag team chemistry together, and the Dudleys have the tag team specialist bonus. Color commentary and announcing gave the match a boost. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the main show as we start the pay-per-view. And it is a segment basically running down what we have tonight on the card. We have some big matches planned, some big story payoffs moving into our next pay-per-view, SummerSlam. These matches are going to determine everything moving forward here tonight. We have a huge main event for the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship when Bret Hart defends his title against the rookie Kurt Angle, The Rock, and Chris Jericho. This match came about as Vince McMahon was trying to name a number one contender for the World Wrestling Federation Championship for this pay-per-view. Things got a little bit chaotic. Things got a little bit out of order here. The Rock ended up getting his match because he's beaten Kurt Angle and he's beaten Chris Jericho to earn his spot here, but he lost his spot, but he regained his spot once his, I wouldn't say girlfriend, but his friend, Stephanie McMahon, persuade her dad to let The Rock be in this matchup. He beat Kurt Angle to win that number one contendership. Vince booked him against Chris Jericho, and with the help of one Stone Cold Steve Austin, he beat Chris Jericho to earn his number one contendership. Vince McMahon does not like The Rock. He does not like that Stephanie is talking to The Rock, and pretty much they're dating. It's not official yet, but they're dating. And Vince doesn't want Stephanie to be seeing The Rock. So Vince basically gave Kurt Angle his number one contendership, and along with Chris Jericho back on Shotgun Saturday Night. And we see these four men going at it in a fatal four-way matchup for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Will it be Bret Hart coming out? Will it be the rookie Kurt Angle? Will it be The Rock? Or will it be Chris Jericho? Chris Jericho has picked up some big wins over Steve Austin here lately. And Chris Jericho is pretty much has a bunch of momentum behind him. What will we see in that matchup? Also in our co-main event, we have Intercontinental Champion and King of the Ring winner, Triple H, taking on his former best friend, Shawn Michaels. Triple H basically had enough of being in Shawn Michaels' shadow. Triple H said his time is now. It is my time. He wants to be in the main events. He wants to be World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion. He deserves it. He's earned it. He's put in the work. He's won King of the Ring. He's beaten everybody. Every single pay-per-view match that he's on has been match of the night. And he deserves to be in the main event. And he deserves to be World Heavyweight Champion. in his mind. But as soon as Shawn Michaels came back, Shawn Michaels gets the number one contendership match without even earning it, and Triple H pretty much saw that as unfair and attacked Shawn Michaels. So here we are in this matchup. Two former best friends going at it in a last man standing match. We seen them sign the contract on Monday Night Raw. Neither man is held liable, along with the World Wrestling Federation, for the damages that they do to each other. Neither one of these men will be held liable for what they do to each other. And also in one of our big matches tonight, the Big Show will defend the WWF Hardcore Championship against Mankind. Who will win that matchup? We know that Mankind, also known as Cactus Jack, is one hardcore legend, one hardcore son of a gun, but Mankind has been under the control of Raven here lately. And Raven pretty much manipulating Mankind, aka Mick Foley, into doing his bidding. What will we see here tonight? We will have to find out here moving forward. We're going to go ahead and start the first matchup of tonight, which is the Old School Express, managed by one Jim Cornette, versus Jerry Lynn and Lance Storm in an abysmal matchup, which I was thinking about switching this to the pre-show, but I decided to put it on the main card. The Old School Express defeats Jerry Lynn and Lance Storm when Chris Candido pinned Jerry Lynn with the blonde bombshell. The match got a 53. Good match to open up the card. Steve Corino with a 38, Chris Candido with a 56, Lance Storm with a 40, and Jerry Lynn with a 55. I really told Lance Storm to kind of hold back here. He was supposed to. I guess I did not book it, but Lance Storm was supposed to not be involved in the match here. He has an injury that he picked up at a house show. He can work through it, but as you can see, the injury did take a toll on Lance Storm. Announcing color commentary gave the match a boost. Jim Cornette did great managing rings, being a manager at ringside, and Chris Candido penalized. Still going through those personal issues. Hopefully, those personal issues will come to an end real soon. Moving forward, all four men deserve to have a pay-per-view spot. All four men are some great talent here. And the World Wrestling Federation, and I love having them. I love booking them on Sunday Night Heat, and I wanted to give them a match on the pay-per-view. Pretty much what this is and everything, just a nice little opening match to start the card. We move on to our next match, and it is Ultimo Dragon, and he defeats Mark Mero by submission with a Dragon Sleeper. The match got a 72. Not bad. Ultimo Dragon almost with a 70, 69, and Mark Mero with a 64. Sable doing great work at ringside. I'm about to take Sable off of Mark Mero, being his manager. They recently got a divorce, if I'm not mistaken, in game. But Ultimo Dragon picking up some big wins. He beat Rick Steiner, and he's beaten Scott Steiner. Ultimo Dragon proving that he can beat some of that he's not just a light heavyweight wrestler, that he can beat some of the top guys here. Is this the beginning of a big push for Ultimo Dragon? We will have to see. The match at a 72, like I said. Good match up here tonight. We move on to the next segment. And we hear commotion. Jim Ross says they have to go to the back, and we go to the back, and we see Kurt Angle laid out in the back in a pool of his own blood. We see Pat Patterson, Gerald Briscoe, Sergeant Slaughter, Michael Hayes, or Doc Hendricks, as Shane McMahon and Vince McMahon walk up. There's security, there's medical personnel, the backstage agents, as you can see, are checking on Kurt Angle. Owen Hart works up. He's asking what's going on. Nobody is letting Owen to Kurt. As we know that Owen and Kurt have formed quite a partnership here of lately. Owen growing a mutual respect for Kurt Angle. And as a competitor and as a rookie, they have formed quite a friendship here lately. And Owen is just checking on his friend. He seems upset and panicked as Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon look on as medical personnel takes Kurt Angle away in to the local hospital. Hopefully, we will have more updates as this comes out. Who attacked Kurt Angle? Hopefully, we can find out some answers in the near future. Somebody attacked Kurt Angle and left him in a pool of his own blood. What will this be for our main event tonight? As we know, Kurt Angle was supposed to be in the main event, making it a fatal four-way matchup for the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship. I can promise you, Kurt Angle is definitely probably not going to be in that matchup. I'm about a 99.9% sure he's not going to be in the matchup now that he has been laid out backstage. What will this bring for our main event? Will it now be a triple threat match? We will have to find out moving forward in tonight. We move on to the next segment, and it is another matchup and a terrible match. I don't know why it would be a terrible match, but okay. The APA defeat Bomb and Crush when Farouk pinned Crush with the Denominator. Farouk carried the match in tournament in-ring performance. I imagine he did. Farouk with a 76, Bradshaw with a 47. He's slowly gaining pop. Crush with a 52 and Bomb with a 52. Farouk and Bradshaw with the tag team specialist. Bomb and Crush have the great tag team chemistry. Got some color commentary, giving the match a boost, and Bradshaw is getting better at his ass kicker gimmick. APA picking up a big win here tonight at the pay-per-view. Farouk has been injured for a while, and he's come back on. Let's see if my memory is correct here. I want to say he came back on Monday Night Raw. He was able to compete again on Monday Night Raw, and they pick up a big win against Bomb and Crush here at the pay-per-view. I have not forgotten. I know that some of y'all may have forgotten that I have forgotten about the tag team name for Bomb and Crush. I will be switching that after tonight and giving them a proper tag team name instead of Bomb and Crush. The match got a 67, like I said, and we're going to move on to the next matchup, which is just a match to get people on the card, and about that had superb wrestling and good heat. Davey Boy Smith defeats Ken Shamrock by submission, which I wanted it to be pinfall. Ken Shamrock with an 80 and Davey Boy with a 90. The match got a 76. No storyline connected here, so that hurts some of my ratings there if the storyline is not connected to it. But Davey Boy Smith picks up a win against Ken Shamrock. We go ahead and move on to the next segment, and it is Double J Jeff Jarrett, and he comes out to the ring with his manager Deborah. As we've seen on Monday Night Raw, he announced that he has a new manager who is going to take him to the top of the World Wrestling Federation. He is unstoppable. He is on a roll. And with his manager, nobody, and I mean nobody in the back, no matter how big you are, no matter how scary you are, is going to touch Jeff Jarrett. He comes out to the ring. He grabs the mic. He says, "Tonight, I'm not booked. Tonight, the double J, Jeff Jarrett, is not booked in a match here tonight. So I want to issue an open challenge to anybody in the back. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how scary you are. I don't care who you think you are, where you're from. You can be from the scariest streets in America. I don't care where you're from. If you think that you can go one-on-one with Double J Jeff Jarrett, then you can just come out in the ring and I'm going to whoop your..." And before he can even say ass, boom, the pyro goes off. The organs hit. You know who it is. It's Kane. He comes out with Paul Bearer. Deborah hightails it out of the ring. And Jeff Jarrett looks shooken. And in an exceptional match, somewhat short match, Kane defeats Jeff Jarrett in 8-19 by pinfall after a choke slam. Kane just comes out and he just obliterates Jeff Jarrett. Kane with a 95 and Jeff Jarrett with a 79. Not bad. He's getting there. He's getting to where I want him to be. Now to give the match a boost. Kane and Paul Bearer have great chemistry together. Of course they do. And Jeff Jarrett and Deborah have pretty good chemistry together. They benefited from the fans loving Kane. I know that some of my fans who watch this save, they love some Kane too. Um, Not saying any names, but you know who you are. And thank you for watching. We move on to the next segment to get Kane a big win here tonight. I wouldn't say a big win, but to get Kane on the card and Jeff Jarrett. We move on to the next segment. And as we see Jim Cornette, and he's backstage. He's hyping up Rob Van Dam for this triple threat matchup. It is Rey Mysterio defending the light heavyweight championship against Rob Van Dam. And it was supposed to be Eddie Guerrero, but due to Eddie Guerrero personal issues that Eddie Guerrero has, he has been removed from the matchup and replaced with one Dean Malenko. As we've seen, Dean Malenko has beaten Rob Van Dam, and he has beaten Rey Mysterio. Dean Malenko is pretty much on a hot streak. Who is going to win this triple threat matchup for the light heavyweight championship? We see Jim Cornette backstage hyping up his competitor Rob Van Dam as they make their way to the ring. And we are going to go ahead and go to that matchup. And about that had good wrestling, great wrestling, and good heat. Rob Van Dam defeats Rey Mysterio and Dean Malenko when Rob Van Dam pinned Rey Mysterio Jr. with a 5-star frog splash. Rob Van Dam is your new WWF Light Heavyweight Champion. Rey Mysterio with a 83, Rob with a 85, and Dean with a 79. The Cornette Enterprise storyline has picked up and gained some heat, and Rob Van Dam and Jim Cornette have pretty good chemistry together. Match got 79. I was hoping it would do a little bit better. Basically, what happened, Dean Malenko he did the power bomb into the Texas Clover Leaf combo here, and he was going to try to make Rey Mysterio tap out while Rob Van Dam was on the outside. Jim Cornette distracts the referee. Rob Van Dam hits Dean Malenko with a Van Daminator, and then Rob Van Dam frog splash Rey Mysterio Jr. to win the light heavyweight championship. Rob Van Dam, your new WWF light heavyweight champion. We move on to the next segment, and we go backstage, and we see Owen in Vince McMahon's office, and he's irate. He's just like, I want to know who did this. I want to know who did this to Kurt. I want to get my hands on him and stuff. And Vince is like, well, calm down. He's just like, look, the match advertised tonight was a fatal 4-way matchup. And Kurt's at the hospital, and we don't know Kurt's condition. And we still haven't got word on Kurt's condition. But I know you and Kurt have been forming quite a partnership here lately, becoming good friends. And I feel that Kurt would want you to take his place in the matchup. And Owen kind of gets quiet for a minute, and he puts his head down and he goes, what? What are you saying, Vince? Vince is like, well, I think you should take Kurt's spot in the match. I mean, you're a competitor and you're one of my top talent here, and you pick up some big wins when you need to, and yeah, your win-loss record hasn't been quite that good this year, but I think I know that you want to get your hands on Bret, and everybody knows that you want to get your hands on Bret and prove Bret wrong. So I'm going to put you in that match to take Kurt's place. And Owen's like, he smiles a little bit and he goes, well, ain't this a dream come true for me then, huh? He goes, tonight, I didn't even think I was going to be on the card tonight. And I was going to root on my friend Kurt Angle. And I was hoping that he would give me a match on Monday Night Raw for the championship once he won it tonight. But sure, I'll take his place, and I would love to take his place. And I'm not going to let him down tonight. Tonight's my night. No more choking, no more losing, no more coming up short. Tonight, I'm doing this for Kurt. Hey, everything I do tonight will be for Kurt Angle. And Vince is like, well, that's what I want to hear. He's like, Owen, good luck. And Owen walks out of the locker room and he walks out of the locker room with a smile. He's all pumped up. He's ready. So Vince has put Owen Hart in the matchup, replacing Kurt Angle. So tonight we will see Bret Hart versus The Rock versus Chris Jericho versus Owen Hart for the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship. Will this be Owen's night? We will have to find out. The segment got a 98. We are going to move on to the next matchup, which is the hardcore matchup in a bout that had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat. It got a 91. I couldn't ask for a better match here. The Big Show defeats Mankind in a hardcore matchup in 13:05 by pinfall with a chokeslam. Big Show makes defense number 3 of the WWF Hardcore 24/7 title. Big Show with a 95. Mick Foley with a 94. Death to Hardcore storyline advances. Mick Foley benefited from having amazing form, and he took a crazy bump. He got chokeslammed off the stage. We'll just say he got chokeslammed off the stage. Big Show pinned him. That's how it would do. I just asked him to take a crazy bump, hopefully to give it the match a little bit more of a boost, but it'll be okay. The match did actually quite well. That's the rating I was kind of hoping for, at least a 90. But we move on to the next segment. Big Show picking up the win, and after he picks up the win, Raven comes out and attacks Big Show from behind with Mankind's barbed wire baseball bat. Hits Big Show right in the back. Big Show falls. Raven pins him. As we know, it's 24/7. Raven pins him, and Raven wins the WWF Hardcore with 2 R's 24/7 title. I would have to change the name of that. Raven is your new WWF Hardcore 24/7 champion. Sneak attacking the Big Show and picking up the win. Raven's master plan coming together. He wins the Hardcore Championship here tonight. And we move on to this matchup in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Scott Steiner defeats Jake Roberts in 12:50 by submission with a Steiner recliner. Match got a 79. Probably could have been lower, but trying to get Scott Steiner on the card. He beats Jake Roberts. Steiner with a 79. Jake Roberts with a 68. Scott Steiner and Jake Roberts have great chemistry, and it shows in their performance. Announcing gave the match a boost. The color commentator gave the match a boost. And Jake Roberts also dealing with those personal effects. Hopefully we can get those situated here soon. We are going to move on to the next segment here tonight. And it is for the Tag Team Championship. And in a superb match, Vader and Sid defeat the Legion of Doom in 7:37. With Psycho Sid pinned Road Warrior Animal with a double powerbomb. Vader and Sid win the WWF World Tag Team titles. As we know, Sid and Vader have been pretty much the butt end of a lot of jokes. Shane suggested that they team up together instead of being fired. And what do you know? They end up winning the WWF World Tag Team titles. Vader with a 87, Sid with a 92, the Road Warrior Hawk with a 77, Road Warrior Animal with a 71. Match suffered for not having enough selling. And the Road Warriors have the excellent chemistry and the tag team specialist bonus. The match got a 74. Not a good match. Not a good match at all. Especially later matches in the card. Could have did a lot better. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the next segment, which is a hype promo of Shawn Michaels versus Triple H in their last man standing match up. I've already went through the history of these two men, but we will do it one more time. Triple H is tired of being in Shawn Michaels' shadow. He's tired of playing second fiddle to Shawn Michaels. There goes everything. He's tired of playing second fiddle to Shawn Michaels. He's tired of living in Shawn Michaels' shadow. He's tired of carrying Shawn Michaels' bags. He's tired. He's not a grunt. He's not the designated driver when Shawn Michaels is too messed up to go anywhere or do anything. Triple H has been wrestling every single night, putting in work, showing why he's a top tier talent, and he believes that he's a top tier talent. And he's proven in this save that he's a top tier talent. Most of his matches that he's had on pay-per-view has been match of the night. Some of the best matches in the save belong to Triple H. But obviously he can't do it by himself. But Triple H winning a lot of match of the night awards. He is going against his former best friend, Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels came back from that injury that he had at the start of the save. He was out for about 3 or 4 months in game time dealing with back problems. He is back. He is ready to go. But the night he comes back, he becomes number one contender, which made Triple H mad. Triple H had to prove himself once again and win King of the Ring just to get a title shot for SummerSlam. Our Intercontinental Champion, Triple H, going on to SummerSlam to face whoever wins tonight's main event for the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship. But he has to get through Shawn Michaels. Both men sign a contract to where they are not held liable for any damages done to either man. They cannot be sued by the man or the World Wrestling Federation. So here we go. Who wins this matchup? I'm pretty sure y'all know who's going to win this matchup. So we're just going to go ahead and skip right to it. And about that had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat. Triple H defeats Shawn Michaels in the last man standing in 1302 when Shawn Michaels couldn't beat the count of 10 after a pedigree. Triple H with a 94 and Shawn Michaels with a 96. My time storyline advances, but it loses heat. The match got a 90. I was hoping it would do a lot better. Let's find out what happened here. I don't know. The match didn't do quite as good as what I wanted it to, but it still pulled a 90. The Big Show and Mankind match still the best match on the card here tonight with a 91. We are going to move on to the next segment. Triple H celebrates his win after beating Shawn Michaels. He hit Shawn Michaels in the head with a sledgehammer and then pedigreed him for the count of 10. Shawn Michaels fought a bloody mess, fighting to get back to his feet, but after that, he could not beat the count of 10. We move on to the next segment, and here it is, the hype promo for the night's main event. It is Owen Hart. As it is Bret Hart as he defends his title against Owen Hart, Chris Jericho, and The Rock, who will walk away the World Wrestling Federation champion. We have already hyped up this match. We built this match. Owen Hart taking the place of Kurt Angle, who was attacked here tonight. Hopefully we can find out who attacked Kurt Angle in the near future. But he was replaced by his friend Kurt Angle was replaced by his friend Owen Hart. Who will win this? Will it be Chris Jericho, who has defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin as of late? Will it be The Rock, who Vince McMahon is dead set not on wanting to be his world champion? Or will Owen Hart finally pick up the win here tonight? Or will he choke once again? We will have to click on next segment. And about that had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat. Bret the Hitman Hart with a 99. Hell yeah. Defeats Chris Jericho, The Rock, Owen Hart. When Bret Hart pinned Owen with a victory roll-up. Bret makes defense number 5 of the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Title. Bret Hart with a 97, Jericho with a 93, Rock with a 96, super over, and Owen with a 93. And advances all these storylines. Stone Cold Steve Austin, as we see, was arrested. He did not interfere in this match. Stone Cold was not here tonight. As you know, he is in jail, and he probably won't get out until Monday, hopefully, post-battle Monday. But Bret Hart pinned Owen Hart with a victory roll-up. Owen seemed like he was going to have the match won, and then Bret just sneaked up behind, grabbed Owen, and pinned him 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. Bret winning. Bret then grabs his title and hightails it as we end the show. The show got a 96. Not bad at all. We are going to give we are going to give here Big Show and Mankind. We're going to give them some love here. We're going to compliment on a good performance. We're going to point him out as a good example for willing to take that bump. And we are going to give Bret Hart and compliment him on a good performance. We're going to make some speeches here. He seems pleased. He is very happy with your speech. He seems pleased with my speech. All right. That ends it for the fully loaded pay-per-view, guys. We are to the pay-per-view that I have been building up towards and hoping that this will be one hell of a pay-per-view. SummerSlam. We are building to SummerSlam, guys. We are building to SummerSlam as we move forward. Tomorrow we are booking Monday Night Raw. We will have to find out who attacked Kurt Angle on Monday Night Raw. We are going to have to find out the condition of Kurt Angle on Monday Night Raw. We are going to have to find out some stuff. Triple H moving forward to face Bret the Hitman Hart at SummerSlam. It is looking like it's going to be Triple H versus Bret the Hitman Hart at the SummerSlam pay-per-view. We are a month away to one of our biggest pay-per-views of the year, SummerSlam. I am hoping to pull out 100 at that pay-per-view. But before we get to that pay-per-view, we are going to have to book Monday Night Raw, Shotgun Saturday Night, and Sunday Night Heat, building up to that big pay-per-view. I am planning on making that pay-per-view at least 4 hours. I'm going to have it basically be WrestleMania, like they do in real life. Let's see here. Let's go through this like we always do. See if anything's important to us. Rick Savage. He is frustrated. He hasn't worked any shows, new feuds. Okay, I don't know who that guy is. Well, I'm going to have to sue that guy for gimmick infringement here because I own the Road Warriors. No, I'm just playing. And yeah, there's nothing really too big coming out of the news here tonight. Did we go against WCW? Let's see what WCW. No WCW shows here tonight. That will be it, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Like and subscribe. Like always, like the video. Please, it helps out the channel a lot. Y'all liking it. Leaving a like. It doesn't hurt to click that like button and then leave it a little like. It helps us out a ton. You have no clue how much it helps us out. If you stumbled upon this and like this channel and want to go back and watch previous episodes of this TEW Save, the playlist will be right here on Last Night Results. Just click right there and you can watch past episodes. And if you are new to the channel and like what you see and want to keep up with future episodes, guys, click on that subscribe icon right there to check out all future episodes of Total Extreme Wrestling on this channel. And my name is Dylan Villain, and like we always say, guys, if you can't play with each other, play with yourself. I'm out of here.